Hello everyone and welcome back to the Common Sense Crypto channel. As with you always, this is Rich doing another video today on XRP. So I hope you're all having a wonderful day today wherever you are in this great world. We're gonna talk about XRP. And once again, this is the one-day chart. We're sitting here at $2.92. And right now, everybody's like, XRP is pulling back. What's happening with XRP? We literally had a slight pullback. And if you look at the 7-day chart, you could see how we're ranging between $2.80 and $3, waiting for the next move upward. And look at Bitcoin right now, sitting at 117K. And, you know, Bitcoin also pulled back. To some extent, we are still following Bitcoin, but it still looks like XRP is outperforming Bitcoin. Bitcoin right now is down 1.8%, while XRP is down 0.84%. And it seems like when XRP does finally move, it makes higher gains than Bitcoin as well. But we are not in alt season yet. And everybody's talking about it. Everyone's screaming alt season. They're wrong. Is ETH near its all-time high? No, then it's not alt season. And even on the alt season chart, you could see we're at 34. Alt season doesn't begin until we get above 75. I think we still have a little bit of time, but that doesn't mean that XRP is not going to have moves upward leading into alt season. Peeps still set on the same old 4-year cycles repeating. XRP bull cycle only lasts about 274 days. 2017 lasted 275 days. 2021 lasted 274 days. 2024 plus 274 days puts us at the end of August. But I don't think alt season has begun at all. In fact, I think what we witnessed back in November was XRP just having a minor correction, going from 50 cents up above $3. I don't even think we are halfway up that green candle from back in 2017. Everybody's saying that we're halfway up the first green candle already. I don't think we're there yet. I think we are still down below the first green candle. We're waiting for that first green candle to show up. But everybody right now is overreacting because XRP does look really bullish and it's moving upward in price gradually. Canary Capital CEO predicts the XRP ETF will outperform ETH and Solana ETFs, citing regulatory clarity and growing adoption. And I agree with that. He even said there's now a clear court precedent that XRP isn't a security. It can easily move into a 33 Act fund. Out of all pending products, I think the XRP ETF will gain the most traction. I'm still expecting the XRP ETFs to far outperform the Bitcoin ETFs. I think people are already looking past the Bitcoin ETFs. The institutions are already looking down the road. Breaking news. Here's the official NYSE ARCA document announcing the successful passing of Proshares XRP ETF. Official SEC filing confirmed. So they say, to whom it may concern, the NYSE ARCA certifies its approval for listing and registration of the Proshares XRP ETF, a series of Proshares Trust under the Exchange Act of 1934. And that comes from Chief Information Technology, Securities and Exchange Commission. So this will give us our first look at how well an XRP ETF will do. But I'm still waiting for all those other ETFs to go live. I cannot wait to see that institutional money show up in the price of XRP. And David Schwartz posted this. He says, I always feel good when prices are high because I hate to think that people are losing money. But I'm truly not sure how much focus on price is the right amount, especially since price doesn't seem to correlate very much with other good things like solving real-world problems. He even goes on to say, I should say that price doesn't seem to correlate with true value, utility, or ability to solve real-world problems in the short term. It's certainly possible that it does over longer terms. And that's what it comes down to. Everybody's looking at the price today. But if you know what XRP is built to do, you know it's a high-price cryptocurrency. We're just waiting for the price to catch up. Because now we're starting to see treasuries set up for XRP. We're starting to see the first signs of utility for XRP as well. It's like everything's getting put in place for the moment when XRP breaks out. XRP on fire. Daily active addresses have surged 124% this month from 3,600 to 8,100 plus. New wallets equals new money equals growing investor confidence. You know, there's a lot of new XRP holders in this community. I see them showing up on X. And I think those people, once they realize what XRP is, they're never going to sell their XRP either. But a lot of weak hands are going to be out at early price points. When I say early price points, I mean $5, $6, $7, $8. Some will sell soon as it surpasses $10. But the real money, the people that are going to make the most money, I should say, those are the people that are going to wait until we get to 3 digits plus. And it is absolutely going to happen. I mean, look at everything that's playing out for XRP right now. We're not in the 2021 or 2017-18 run anymore. XRP has had a lot of growth around it over the past 4+ years. And now we know XRP is never going to be called the security again. We're just waiting for a few of these catalysts to play out, and that's it. We are going to blast off on the price of XRP. And then this happened, and everybody, I kind of thought nothing was going to happen during crypto week. I even was very optimistic if they get something done. 210 Democrats and 13 Republicans voted to block the advancement of the Cryptogenius Act, Clarity Act, and the Anti-CBDC Act. And Marjorie Taylor Greene said this week the House is voting on the Genius Act, which lays the groundwork for a layered central bank digital currency, where Americans interact with stablecoins, but behind the scenes there are functional surveillance capabilities of a CBDC. The bill, as written, does not expressly ban a CBDC and does not protect self-custody. Self-custody means that you control your own money, not a third party. On January 23rd, President Trump signed an executive order on digital financial technology with 2 important clauses. People will maintain self-custody of digital assets, banning agencies from establishing a CBDC in the U.S. or abroad. The Genius Act does not follow President Trump's executive order because it does not ban a CBDC. So what she's saying is they tried to sneak CBDC approval into these acts. I don't know. I thought once the president signed that executive order, the U.S. was done with the central bank digital currency. But what happened was now everybody is talking about a CBDC again. I just want to clarify this. So, a central bank digital currency would be a currency coming from the Fed because the Fed is a central bank. A stable coin is digital money created by a private entity like Ripple, maybe Stellar. But, you know, I said it before. We do not need a central bank digital currency, but there's not a big difference between a CBDC and a stablecoin. A CBDC is a stablecoin issued by the Fed. That's the only difference. A stablecoin is digital money issued by, say, Ripple or Stellar. I hope I made sense with all of that. But we do not need surveillance over our money. That is absolutely for sure. XRP is screaming all-time highs, says analyst, but it must clear this level first. So what they're saying is we got to break above $3.40, which is minor resistance. Then there's even more resistance at the all-time high of $3.84. Surpassing these levels would open a clear path to $4.80. Once we go into price discovery, I think the FOMO is really going to start to amp up. That's when your friends and your family will be calling you and asking you, is it too late for me to get into XRP? And it will most likely be talked about all over the mainstream media news, like it was back in 2018. The difference with the 2021 run was XRP was already being looked at as a security back then, and it was off of all the major exchanges, and it still managed to get to $1.92. This time around, XRP is back on the major exchanges, and it's no longer a security, and it will not be a security going forward. What I'm telling you is nothing is holding XRP back this time around. And this was not surprising at all. This comes from Eleanor Terrett. California Governor Gavin Newsome has announced the launch of the California Breakthrough Project with top leaders from Ripple, Coinbase, MoonPay, and more to advise and advance government efficiency and collaboration. The task force, which met for the first time on June 6th at Ripple's San Francisco headquarters, which will also include leaders from Instacart, Snapchat, Adaluri Tech, and others like angel investor Ron Conway. So we now know that the governor of California met with Ripple at Ripple's headquarters. And it looks like California is going to now start to push forward with innovation around blockchain. Let's see where this goes from here. But that was not even shocking to me because Ripple has done a lot for the state of California, especially the city of San Francisco. And like I told you at the beginning of this video, we are not in alt season yet, and yet XRP is sitting at $2.91. I cannot wait for XRP to break out. I think it's going to be shocking for a lot of people. I think a lot of people are being very conservative with their price predictions as well. I see a lot of people now saying, well, we're going to be lucky if XRP gets to $15. I think it's going to go much higher. I think we're going to see that institutional wave of money show up during alt season. The case is going to end. It's just a matter of time. Then you start to look beyond that. ISO, I still think it's going to be a big deal. A lot of people are downplaying it right now. That's because it's still early. Fedwire just went live on Monday. Things are going to take a little bit of time. And then I think we're going to start to see gradual value come from ISO as well. But you know, as XRP holders, no matter how all of this plays out, we get rich in the end. You know, right now everybody's fighting in Washington over a central bank digital currency. And most of the Bitcoin maxis would say, well, that means there's no future for XRP. But what they fail to know is that XRP can fix the dollar in its current fiat form. We don't even need to have digital money, and XRP can fix the US dollar. But they are going to have a stable coin. A digital dollar is absolutely coming. Otherwise, we would be left behind the rest of the world. So if it's in the form of a stable coin or a CBDC, doesn't matter, because it still needs a bridge. XRP is the bridge. And until it all happens, stay patient, stay positive, and let's get rich together. With that said, I'm going to wrap up this video. I want to thank you all for watching. I appreciate all of you. I'll see you in the next one. Have a great night.